evening. Come into the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jaye and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio-Podcast.
Good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jaye. You all, Lady Lotus, will be here after the first half. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, listen, we have an amazing show lined up for you tonight. We have some juicy, hot topics. Listen, let's go ahead and get started. Now, look, you all, I struggle. Okay, listen. So every now and again, it goes down and we have some juicy celebrity hot topics that we have to get into. So here's the deal, guys. Eva Marcel and she's America. She used to be America. She won, I believe, seasons years ago, America's Next Top Model. So her and her husband, they're getting a divorce. So he adopted her child, her 4-year-old daughter. He adopted her at the time of, them getting married or whatnot. So now that they're divorcing, Eva is asking for child support for her 4-year-old daughter, who is not biologically her soon-to-be ex-husband's child. What are your thoughts on that? Is she right for going after child support for, from her ex-husband, who soon-to-be ex-husband, who is not, again, he's not the biological father. However, he did assume the responsibility of being a father. He did step up and he legally adopted her. So with that being the case, is she well within her rights to say, you know what? This is my daughter's father. Let me go ahead and, get child support because, again, this is my daughter's father. Or is she doing too much? Is it, you know what? Listen, girl, this is not your baby daddy. Go get child support from the real father. What are your thoughts on that? Should she be collecting child support and even on a regular everyday basis for men that have stepped up and adopted children that were not legally theirs? And in the event that there is a divorce or a split, should these men be required to pay child support? Now, here's the deal. There's two sides to this. So legally, yes, he's going to have to pay. Legally, he's going to have to pay because here's the deal. He stepped up and he adopted this young lady. So now it's his daughter. So here's the thing. Like, why would you adopt a child? But then if things don't work out with the parent, do you now say, you know what? Throw the child away with the mother because your marriage didn't work? Or are you still going to have a relationship with this child that you bonded with for 4 years? Or do you toss that away as well? I mean, apparently you thought something and you felt something for this child to adopt her. Or were you just doing that to get in extra cozy and extra good with the mom? See, that's the problem that I have when kids are involved. Kids that are involved, like, don't do anything that you wholeheartedly from your heart don't want to do for the kid. So if you were not going to be all in for the kid, irregardless to what happened between you and the mother, then my thing is, don't take that step. Don't adopt. If you know that you're not the type of man, or even women, when you get involved in these situations, if you know that you are not the person that can give that child the unconditional love that a parent gives, don't take that extra step. Don't take on the legal responsibility, because here's the deal. Now that you've signed on the dotted line and you've made this little girl your legal daughter, legally you're going to have to pay, because legally you are her father. On paper, you told the courts, I accept this child as my own. I accept this. So now this is your responsibility in your child. Would I have petitioned the court knowing that he's not biologically? I don't think that I would have. I don't know, especially with her, financial situation. I'm just like, you know what? Listen, if you still want to see her, then I'm open to you still, being able to see her, because again, you did step up and say, you know what, this is going to be my child. But how do you undo that for the kid? Like, that's what we have to think about. We oftentimes, when we hear situations like this, we automatically jump to the adult's defense. You jump, oh, yeah, he's a simp for doing it. Why is he a simp for being a man and saying, you know what, listen, I love this woman. She comes with a kid or kids. I'm going to love her kid as well. Then fast forward down the line, it doesn't work out between the two of them. So does that mean that now I no longer love the kid? We're quick to take sides. Is he wrong? She wrong? I'm thinking about what's best for the child. What's best for the kid? Like, if you said that you were going to take care of the kid, then you have to legally honor your word. But again, this particular situation for me is twofold. It's a legal issue, it's a legal question at hand, and then it's a moral question. In my opinion, it's a moral issue as well, because legally, yes, he's entitled, he's responsible for this child, because you told the courts that this was your daughter. You said, I'm going to be her caretaker, I'm going to be her father. So yes, legally you are responsible for taking care of her. Morally, Eva, really, you going to sit up here and put child support on this man because he decided to take care of the child out of the goodness of his heart. So if things did not work out with you all, now you're going to stick it to him for doing a good deed. In my opinion, that's what I feel like it looks like that. So do you have to take this man for child support? I don't think that it's necessary to take the man for child support, because when you all were together, if he did take care of her, then again, morally, I'm speaking from the moral side of it. But legally, fam, you signed. You signed saying, this is going to be my kid. This is going to be my responsibility. Now, the court is going to hold you to it. There's going to be a court that's going to hold you to taking care of this child, because you said that you would. You said that you would. Again, should she be up there? Oh, well, I'm going to file the petition. Why are you going to file a petition? Just let whatever happens naturally in this case, let it happen. But you and I both know that these situations does not work out like that. So my thing again is, if you're not doing it for the long haul for the child, don't do it. Don't step up and say, you know what, I'm going to be this child's parent. You got to look at it from all angles. Look at it, okay, well, everything is going, it's all good right now. It's all good. We love each other, this and that. But you have to also look at it and say, you know what would I do in this situation if things were to not work out between us? Would I still want to have and be responsible for this child? Because if your answer is no, if you know that if things went south between you and the parent, you wouldn't want to have anything to do with that child, then me personally, don't even get involved. I wouldn't, don't even be halfway in, because with kids, either you are or you're not. So you can't be acting like my father for 4 years. And so now you and my mama, y'all not together. So now, oh, so you just because things went wrong between you and my mom, so now things go wrong between us. Like, oh, so now you're no longer my dad. You got to think about what type of impression and what's that going to do to her as a little girl. So right there at the moment you decide to not be in her life, all men are gonna suck in her opinion, because now her biological daddy ain't much, and now you done came along and showed that you ain't much as well, simply because things didn't work out between you and her mom, and now you leave her alone. And you, some men, you may say, Jay, so why would you say he's not much? Because you stepped into the role and now you backtracking because things didn't work out between you and the mom. That's why I'm saying you not much. People that do that, in my opinion, you not much. If you don't plan on being all there for a kid, then don't get involved. Don't even step all the way in. If you know you're not jumping all the way in their lives, in a marriage, and you not jumping all in, that's not the situation for you. That's not the relationship for you. So you should find a relationship that's going to work out with you. A relationship that where a woman does not have any kids, because when kids are involved, the stakes are always higher. It's always more responsibility. It's always more on the table, and it's more on the table, and it's not always what's legal, but what's the right thing to do in this situation? Like, how do we make this work for all parties involved? Again, you cannot go through a divorce and act as though the kid does not have any feelings, and it's like the kid is vested in his relationship. The kid is vested in his marriage just like the adults are. But again, we often overlook how the kids would feel, because we mad, we big mad, we little mad, whatever kind of mad you are, we oftentimes overlook how things affect, how relationships and the end of relationships affect kids. So now they start acting out and all this other stuff because nobody is taking their feelings into consideration. We're not taking their feelings. We're just doing, please, I'm tired of dealing with him. It's over. It's over. Like, please go ahead, pay me my alimony. And now I'm about to get child support too. So I'm done with it. What about your daughter? What about the kids? Like, what about how the kid feels? So if you're just tuning in, guys, we're talking about Eva Marcel, and her husband are getting a divorce. He adopted her 4-year-old daughter. Now they're divorcing. So now Eva wants child support for her daughter, which her husband, her soon-to-be ex-husband, adopted, but the daughter is not his biological daughter. But now Eva Marcel, she's also petitioning the court for child support. What are your thoughts? Should she get child support? Should she seek for child support when she knows that this man is not her daughter's biological father? Or should she not get child support? Like, what do you guys think about that? Is she being unreasonable? Is she being, is she taking this thing too far by petitioning the court to petition the court for child support for her daughter, which her husband legally adopted, but now the relationship is over and the marriage is ending. Now she wants child support. So should she be able to collect child support from the soon-to-be ex-husband, or should she just say, you know what, listen, things didn't work out. Listen, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm not even going to try to go, get child support or anything of that nature, because it just didn't work out. So I'm just going to let it be and let this thing ride. Or should she do what she's doing? Like, man, he adopted my daughter. I want child support. You said that you were her father. So a parent pays child support. That's what happens. A parent pays child support. So is she wrong for wanting her soon-to-be ex-husband to pay child support for a child that is not biologically his, but the child is legally his because he chose to adopt the kid? So again, when we're getting into these marriages and these long-term relationships with kids, you got to be very, very, very sure that this is the route that you want to take. Because again, we can sit and almost 95% of the time when we're talking about situations like this, we're always only thinking about the adults that are involved. We're only thinking about the adults. He a simp for doing this in the first place. She a B because why would she want his money? Da, 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 da. And we can go back and forth all day long about the adults, and this conversation will never end. But what about the kid? What about the promise that he made to the 4-year-old girl, the daughter? What about that particular relationship? So is that relationship severed as well once they get a divorce? Is that relationship, so is he no longer her father? Is she gonna go, or is he gonna petition the court and say, you know what, I want to give her back, I don't want to have her, I don't want to adopt her anymore, now that I'm done with her mom, I don't want to adopt her anymore? Do you know how traumatic that would be for that baby? You wanted her as long as she was with the mother, but now that she's not with the mother, guys, listen, we got to be careful, because again, dating people with kids, it's a huge, 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 huge responsibility. A huge responsibility. And it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I was just explaining this to my son earlier. Like, if you're dating someone, if you know that you're the type of person that cannot be all in and love a person's kids as though they are yours, that's a relationship that's not for you. No matter how much you're vibing with the parent, it's not a relationship that's going to work for you, because guess what? They have some extra luggage that's coming on. People say baggage, whatever word you choose to use. Baggage, luggage, responsibility, whatever you choose to categorize it as, but they have extra. And if you know that you're not a person that can wholeheartedly say, you know what, listen, I'm in with this. I'm in with these kids. If things were to go, and this is the big question to ask to determine for yourself personally, if I'm going to be a good fit for this situation. If things go wrong between the mother and I, will I still be there for these kids? Can I still, or will I still love these kids if things went wrong and did not work out with the mother and I, or with the father and I? And if your answer is no, then that's probably not a situation for you to enter, because now you're being selfish. Now you're coming in and you're knowing that you could never be all in with these kids. You know that you can't, but you faking and you fronting just to stay, just to stay around with the mother. See, it's a difference. And here's the thing. Listen, them jokers are wise. They know when you're there for them versus you there to tap their mama. They know when you there for them versus you trying to, cowgirl on their daddy. They know the difference. So don't put yourself and put the kids in a situation where they're going to be faced with something like this. Lady Lotus is saying he signed up for it. And I agree, again, from a legal standpoint, he signed up for it. So, but would I morally? Probably not. I just I don't know. Like, that's a hard call to make, and it's a hard decision to make. Like, I would have to see how he's feeling. And I mean, for me, to be honest, I'm almost thinking that I would see if he's gonna do something for my daughter. But if it was something that he chose that he wasn't gonna do, then I would say good riddance with it, because you wasn't really down for my daughter in the first place. Because if I shouldn't have to ask you for child support. That's how I look at it. If you were really down for my daughter like that, okay, things are not going our way, whatever, we're going our separate ways. As a man, why not say, you know what, but I'ma still take, because I'm sure the prenup is ironclad. So she already knows she getting that alimony. But for him, I would be like, okay, well, if I thought that if he was all in, what I would be looking for is him to say, you know what? Y'all gonna be straight. I'm still gonna always take care of baby girl. I'm still gonna always be there for her. That's what I would be looking for to hear. That's what I would be looking for to hear, because then I would say, well, man, you know what? Man, he really do love my baby, because even though things ain't working out between us, he's still willing, because he doesn't have to. He's still willing to love my baby as his own. And I will always respect him for that. But again, everybody can't do that. And if you're not the person to do that, then it's like, again, I just urge, like, think twice before getting involved with people that have kids. And speaking of people that have kids, so now this having kids, this will lead into, listen, our next hot topic. So look, first of all, before I get to the next hot topic, let me just do a little housekeeping and just tell y'all, listen, you all, let me tell y'all something. My heart hurts for us. I swear it does. We have got to do better. We got to do better. Sometimes I just want to snatch the plug out of social media and just say, you know what? I just don't want to. I don't want to see social media. I don't want to see another video. I don't want to see another anything right now, because some of us are doing too much, especially when it comes to dating and looking for love. Now, listen, I was watching the show. They have the dating shows, people calling in and they're, looking for love and this and that. Here's the thing. If you are looking for love and you know that you are live on these live platforms, please, please, at least come on presentable. Please, please let your house be presentable. There is no way that I saw a video. The woman, she had 4 kids. Okay. 4 kids. Okay. She was 30 something, like she was 32 years old, 4 kids. And my first, and I'm just going to tell you from a woman's standpoint. And listen, this can be taken however you want to take it, but I'm putting it out there because we got to do better. She's sitting there and I'm looking. The first thing I noticed was she was sitting there with a dirty bonnet on her head. On really, ma'am, on national, on a whole radio show that a dating show, a dating platform that reaches hundreds of thousands, millions of people. You know that this platform has that reach, and you have the dirty audacity to come on there with a filthy bonnet. First of all, I looked at the bonnet. I said, if her bonnet looked like that, I know her panties dirty. That's the first. I'm not gonna lie. That's the first thing I said. I said, so now, fellas, I see what y'all talking about. I'm not even gonna lie. When I looked at him, I was disgusted. I said, ain't no man, woman in a right mind about to sign up for this dirty ish. That was the first thing. So as she's sitting there, now again, you call into the show, so you should have your ish, all your background ish should be together. She got little nappy head kids just running all around as she's trying to talk and do her interview and all this and that. Got little dirty, little nappy head kids just running around in the camera. And I'm just like, if I were a man and you're trying to look for love, what would I say? How would I feel if I was a man and this woman is sitting here saying what she's looking for? First of all, ma'am, you don't need to be looking for nothing but a mop, a broom, and some Fabuloso, and some air freshener, and some garbage bags to get them kids' dirty Pampers up and to get all that mess up that was all cluttered in the background. Not only were your little nappy head kids, dirty little kids, and I hate that. And this is why I'm mentioning this, because we gotta do better. Not to talk and be negative about her, but we gotta stop presenting ourselves like this. If your house ain't presentable, you're not presentable, your kids are not presentable, stop getting on these dang on platforms. Stop getting on these platforms because you're making yourself look bad. So not only was her kids dirty, her house was dirty. She didn't even have a house. She was living in a shelter. Ma'am, you got a whole bunch of other ish to be concerned about outside of trying to find you some more penis. Okay. You got other things to worry about. Finding you should have had enough. Okay. You got 4 little kids all under the age of 6 running around. Trust me, you got a whole bunch to do. And finding another dude it should not be on your priorities because your ish ain't together. So as I'm listening to her do an interview, I'm like, nobody is gonna want you, not because you got 4 kids, but because the way your package was set up. Your package was set up like it was junk. First of all, the man, he's looking at you, he's looking at the video. There's nothing appealing about that situation. All I can think of is this man is looking, he's like, I could never come home to nothing like this. Look at how she looking. Look at how her kids are running around like they don't have any home training. See, you can have a lot of kids, but your kids can have manners. Your kids can be well trained. Your kids, just because you got a lot of kids, don't mean that it has to be a circus in your house. And that's why I believe a lot of men have problems with women that have multiple kids. When your kids are, it's a circus. Let me tell you something. I'm not coming over your house and you got all them little kids running around because I don't want little snickerdoodles and little handprints and little snot prints. And teach you. No, 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 no. Wait, where's my bug spray at? Because I've been sprayed you with something. Come on, go sit down. Have a seat. Not today. You're not going to be coming over here with them wet, drippy, dirty Pampers trying to get up on me. No, you're not. Not today. Go have a seat. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So clean your kids up. Clean your house up. Here's my thing. I've been brought up like this. Just because you don't have any money or you don't have a lot of money, don't mean you got to be filthy. Broke and filthy are 2 different things. She was broke and filthy, and it showed in the video. You got clothes and stuff, all just everything just unkempt, just all over the place. Ma'am, go to your nearest dollar store, buy you some containers, buy you some stuff from the Dollar Tree, clean your space up. Stop being, we got to get out of it. It makes me so dang on mad because you don't have to be filthy. Just because you don't have a lot, take care of the ish that you got. Take care of it. Fold your stuff up. Why do you got stuff just cluttered all around? All that says is, listen, your house is cluttered, your life is cluttered, and your panties are dirty. And listen, but clearly y'all signing up for them because you got 4 kids. So clearly y'all don't care about the panties being dirty because listen, y'all going up and down, y'all raw dogging it. You know, with looking at this, I'm like, dang, she got some kids. So y'all just don't care about what could be living all up in there. Yeah, whoever the dudes was, they ain't care. They like, I holler, I take it because y'all sure did take it and left your little children, little dirty children behind. We got to do better. So if you looking for love and you got kids, you got to set it up where it will still be a pleasing and a welcoming situation. You got to make a man want to sign up for that. Nobody wants to sign up for all of this running around. You don't even have your kids in check. So what makes you think that when I come around, if they ain't listening to you and you ain't got your stuff in order, what can I do? What can I, as a stranger, do for these demons that you got running around? Okay, you listen, you birthed this. You and whoever else that you laid with, y'all birthed this, and you can't even control them. So you can't really get mad when men say, you know what, I don't want to date women with kids, because you got to look at what's being put out there. So just like a lot of people think that black people are like the images that they see on TV. Men are thinking that when you hear a certain, oh, she got kids, I'm running, because they automatically think bad kids, she ain't got control of her kids, they running around doing whatever, she's supposed to be raising them, but they raising her and they telling her what to do. So we got to be mindful for all of that stuff. But as I looked at her, I said, honey, I wouldn't send my broke uncle, cousin, best friend. I wouldn't send the bomb that's living out here. I wouldn't send nobody over there to sign up for that mess, because it's a hot mess. If you know your life is a mess, stop trying to look for love. Find yourself, get yourself together. So I'm not one of those women that say, oh, well, is she, she should be dating, listen, I feel the same about both men and women. If your finances and your house ain't together, looking for love should be the last thing on your mind. Find you a broom, find you a mop, find you some clean panties, and find a comb and a brush for them kids and get to work. But get off these social media sites. I'm looking for love. No, you're not. You can't be looking for love with a filthy bonnet and all these little filthy rugrats running around here. You can't be. You cannot be. So let's start being more mindful on how we present ourselves, because it would have been a whole different situation had she went on there. You got 4 kids, but your kids wasn't all running around in the video. And then as we're looking in your space, it's not all cluttered with dirty clothes and Pampers and all that on site. That's not your background. If dirty clothes and dirty Pampers and everything is all over and around the back, I promise you, if anybody hits you up, it's only gonna be for a one night stand. That's all. That's all it's gonna be. Ain't nobody coming up in there to try to get to know you or your kids, because it's a mess. Your place is a mess, your kids a mess, and your life is a mess. And nobody wants to enter somebody's life who's a mess. I'm not saying that everybody that has kids' life is a mess. I'm not saying that. But if your life is a mess and your finances are a mess and you don't have a place, if you are staying in a shelter, you do not need to be looking for love. Man, woman, whatever. You do not need to be looking for love. You need to be looking for you a job so you can find and be able to pay your own way. You are a year, 2 years off from needing, being able to be in position to be in love, because your stuff is not even in order as an adult. So get yourself together. But look, let's stay off these dang on platforms. Cedric, you're saying just because they didn't work out, he is still the daddy to the girl. She should file child support for the biological father. But Cedric, the biological father, I guess he had to turn over his rights because Eva's ex-husband, he adopted the daughter. So I don't know if the biological father is even, he can't be financially held responsible anymore because he gave up his legal rights. If I'm not mistaken, that's what you have to do. If I'm wrong, please put it in the comments if I'm wrong. But I believe that once a child is adopted, the parents, that the legal rights of whatever parent, the non-custodial parent, they give up those rights. But again, like, guys, if we're looking for love and you want to be loved and you got kids and all, listen, make sure your ish is together. Make sure that, listen, a Christmas gift, you gotta wrap that. Listen, because listen, I'm being honest, you gotta sell this. You gotta sell. You listen, ladies, y'all, let's be honest. You have to be your best saleswoman when you come with kids. Okay, you gotta give them all the incentives on why me and my kids, why this is where you should be. This is where you should be because this, and this. How are you gonna benefit from being over here rocking with me and mine? Because when you get over here, listen, we gonna have a blast. But if all he sees is problems, ain't nobody gonna sign up for that. Because I know I wouldn't. I look, be like, oh no, his kids just running around, they cussing him out, climbing all up on the furniture. And I'm not gonna deal with that. Listen, if I was her friend, I wouldn't even want to come. But I've been, I told her, listen, you're going to have to clean these kids up, clean this house up, because I'm not coming in here because I don't know if some going to jump out and jump on me. Come on right here, Jaye. No, I'm not going to be having a seat nowhere up in here because I don't know what's in here. Who else is in here besides you and these kids? Could be some hiding up under and in betwixt all these dirty clothes and pampers. I'm not coming in here. But God bless you, beloved. God bless you in your ministry. I'm not doing it. So before you start looking for love, make sure your ish is in order. That's for men and women. Make sure your ish is in order and stop getting on these platforms looking like you ain't got no home training, looking like you ain't. We have to start being mindful on how we present ourselves. We just going outside any old kind of way, just sloppy looking, and and these bees just hate. No, ain't nobody hating. You look disgusting. We're just trying to figure out why you don't think you look disgusting. That's what we're trying to figure out. Ain't nobody hating on you. We just like, this is just a mess. I can't believe that you came outside like this. I'm in utter shock. I'm just like, this is some more. That's what we thinking. Ain't nobody hating on you. Nobody hating at all. Nobody hating. Like, dang, she gonna come out here with the nastiest. We're not hating. I promise you, we not hating. We just like, this is just some ish. It's a mess. You a mess. The whole situation is a mess. And we want you to correct yourself before you come outside again. That's all we're trying to say, beloved. Guys, we're gonna take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Yeah, guys.
Loving you has always been easy because it's true. I wouldn't have believed if someone would have told me you would come along to reveal my soul. Cause I was done with love, my heart had grown cold. So cold. You had good energy, exactly what I needed. You walked in my life and placed the joy where was needed. Not a mirage, what I feel for you. Put that on God, girl, I'm loving you. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful, more than you'll ever know. We got good chemistry, go together like love sex. The passion and care we show one another tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I ain't felt in so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you, love. But that, oh God, I got love for you. Yeah, said it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. It's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, so easy to love, easy to love you. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you, yeah, yeah, it's what I search my life to do. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot Follow us on Twitter at JSpot. Also follow us on Instagram at the JSpot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now, while you at it, go right around the corner. YouTube, like and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you have the notification bell turned on. That's the J Spot Radio. And then while you at it, go ahead, TikTok, tick on right to our TikTok and follow us there. And that's the J Spot. And again, Jay is spelled Jaye. Now, guys, listen, our next hot topic, we just gonna listen. Folks have been feeling some type of way about women with kids. So our next hot topic, listen, this comes from Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. This fella, he says, listen, no way y'all out here looking for dudes with no kids and y'all got 3. What say you about this ish that he said? He said, oh, so you got the nerve to be wanting to have a man that don't have no kids and you got 3. You got a whole bunch of nerves. What do you guys say about that? How do you guys feel about women that have kids, but then they're saying, you know what? Listen, I don't want to date a man with kids. So is she wrong for not wanting to date a man with kids? Is that kind of hypocritical? Like, okay, you got kids, but you don't want him to have no kids. What do you guys think about that? Is a woman within her right to say, you know what, listen, I stand on that ish. Yeah, I got 3, but you can't have none because I don't want to deal with nothing that you have going on. It's just about me and mine. So what do you say about that for women that have kids, but they don't want to date a man that has kids? Do you guys even want to know why they feel like, you know what, I don't want to deal with the man that has kids? Or is it, you know what, it don't matter why she don't want to deal with a man that has kids. She got a lot of nerves having kids herself and saying she don't want to deal with a man that has kids. Now, I will say this. I was like that. I said, I don't want to deal with a man that had kids. And I had kids. Well, I had a son, but still, either way it go, you still got a kid. So you're saying that you don't want to deal with anybody that has kids. So my reasoning behind not wanting to deal with anybody that had kids was because I didn't want the back and forth with the baby mama. I didn't want all that because I had already dealt with that. And I wasn't dealing with that again. Like, I didn't want to deal with the baby mama drama. And I knew that I didn't have baby daddy drama. I knew that it was no back and forth. We didn't argue. We didn't fight. We didn't have any of that. It was done. So we were always cordial. So I knew that I didn't have that. So if I met somebody that had like kind of the same setup, then that would be cool. But I always would just listen. And this is what would make me determine if, you know, dealing with men that had kids. And so I'm always curious about, you know, what's your relationship like? What's your relationship like with your kids? So you got kids, what's your relationship like? And the moment they say, yeah, I don't see them because they mom on that BS, I'm out. Oh, For me, that symbolized drama. And I was not for it because I didn't have it. So I don't want you to bring it to me. So that was my reason. And people, you can say that is hypocritical. Yeah. But I'm going to stand on it. I stood on my ish. I didn't want to deal with, because I didn't want to deal with that. I'm looking to grow and go forward. Now, if you're saying, you know what, listen, well, Jay, a man may say the same thing about you. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a man saying, you know what, I don't want to date you because you have kids. Or I don't know why I keep saying kids, but you have a kid. I don't want to date. I'm okay with that. I am not the cup. See this? I'm not the cup of coffee for you. I'm not mad at that. My feelings ain't hurt. He ain't. I'm not even going down the brother because I wasn't his cup of coffee. You're entitled to that. You are entitled to want whatever you want, like, because it's your life. So if women with kids are not what's on your menu and that's not your forte, I don't have a problem with that. Again, I was talking to my son and he's like, I don't want to date women with kids and this and that. So here's the deal. I'm like, okay, so I had him out of wedlock. So I could be like one of those women that said, well, you better listen, you came from a single parent home. No, listen, son, you are entitled to not want a woman with kids because here's the thing. It's a lot of work. We're not going to sit up here and lie and make it seem like, oh, it's all peaches and cream and it's just a walk in the park and it's the best situation. No, it's not. And it's not for everybody. That's a big responsibility to come in and date someone with kids. I mean, listen, having your own biological kids, that's already a lot to deal with. But you come in and take on somebody else's seed that's not yours, that's a lot. But do I think that she got a lot of nerve to say she don't want to deal with a man that, got kids when she got 3 on? I don't think that she can feel that way. I think that she's well within her rights to feel that way. If you can feel that way about not wanting to date a woman that has kids, then why can't she feel like, okay, I don't want to date a dude that has kids either. So why can't she feel that way? Oh, well, because she should have thought about that before she had her kids. Well, she thought about it after the fact. At first she thought that it was fun. Now she got out there in that issue. She figured, you know what? Listen, I ain't for all this because I've experienced the games and all this and that. So I would rather deal with a man that does not have kids. And if he want to have kids, then we can definitely talk about that if we're going to do something long term. But I think that today, in today's society, we have stamped women that have kids as, she's not valuable. Well, she done laid up and she done had a gut full of this ninja's kids. Oh, now she want to have standards. Now she so she don't have standards because she had kids out of wedlock. Maybe people think that they don't. Maybe people think that women that have kids out of wedlock, that they don't have standards. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, I don't know, but it's like we have a negative sting about women that have kids. And I don't feel no type of way about it. I'm not going to justify. Here's the thing. I'm not going to justify and say, oh, well, yeah, I had kids out of wedlock. Oh, honey, it's the thing to do. Oh, you didn't know it's the end thing to do. No, I'm not saying that, Ish. I'm not saying that because here's the deal. I realize the importance of family, but listen, R. Kelly was saying, keep it on the down low, nobody. Yeah, and listen, baby, and I enjoyed every down low moment. That's until I had to get up in that ER, up in that labor and delivery and start, pushing when them contractions came. That's when I realized R. Kelly was lying, talking about some keeping on the down low. When them contractions started hitting and they was like 2 minutes apart, that's when the ish got real for me. That's when I realized, you know what? I'm not set up for this. And I can about promise y'all I ain't never coming back up in here. So once I push this brother out or whatever kind of alien is coming through my womb, I'm good. Okay. And I made that promise and I kept that promise because I wasn't going to be dealing with all that. But to say that, okay, well, you know what? Well, she's not valuable anymore. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I accept we all are entitled to our opinions. But ladies, what I will say, that have kids, as long as you don't buy into that ish that you're not valuable, then you find people gonna say what they want. Listen, folk were talking about Ashanti last week because she 40 something. She ain't got no kids. So you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. So it's like, listen, whatever, people gonna say what they gonna say. Take care of your responsibility, rock out and live your life and do what you want to do. Do what's best for you. But for a woman to say, yeah, I got kids, but I don't date dudes with kids, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with it. For a man that says, I don't date no woman that got all these kids, I don't see nothing wrong with that either. Because that's your preference and it's your choice. It's your life. Do whatever makes you happy. But there's a man out there that is going to want that woman with her kids, and he gonna take them kids and he gonna love them kids as his own. I was explaining to my son, like, this is something, like, this stuff and these type of conversations, these are new to me. I come from a big family, and in my family, I've never heard these conversations where men don't like, I mean, we collect, like, my family, we've collected kids. Like, it's kids that I'm just like, I know they call me auntie, but it's like like, who your mama? Who your daddy? Like, I don't even know who the people are. But I'm auntie. And I'm never pushing you away. I've never seen my grandmother push any kids away. I've never seen my aunts push any kids away. I've never seen my sisters or my brothers or my cousins. I never seen anybody push kids away. So I don't understand this new crap that's going on. Like, I don't understand not accepting kids. But again, I come from a huge family. It's always some people. It's people have kids. Every time you turn around, it's some little kids running around. It's kids everywhere. I don't know who they belong to. All I know is they said that this is your family. It's family. It's family. We not separating well. They not with this daddy no more. He not with her mama no more. He ain't. I don't care about that ish. Listen, these are kids. If they still want to be around and they want, the family is still embracing us as family, let's rock out and let's do this, because I come from a mindset of it takes a village. It takes a village. You not loving on these kids, they biological parents ain't loving on them. They gonna get out here and think that the streets loving on them. And guess what? That's how we have all this crime out here, all of this, because everybody is so heartless. How can you kill your brother? Because you don't feel like he your brother. It ain't no love. He don't love you. You don't love him. So I don't think twice about taking a life. Ain't no love here. Ain't nobody ever showed me love. This is what's going on. So let's try to, one situation at a time, let's try to change the narrative. I'm not saying, and I'm not condoning. Some people would say, you know what? You just making excuses. These women, they got to be accountable for opening their legs up and having sex. Yes, they have to be accountable. But the visitor that comes inside the gate got to be responsible as well, because I can open my legs all I want to. And if it ain't no traffic in there, we ain't got to worry about no kids. So you got to talk to both the man and the woman. Oh, she's responsible for carrying a child. But guess what? She can't carry nothing if he didn't leave nothing. So let's stop trying to point the blame, play the blame game, and let's just be responsible and hold ourselves accountable for our own ish and do what we have to do. But again, this new stuff that y'all talking about, he don't take care of kids. Let me never not think of situations like that. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna do a kid wrong because of a relationship. But do I think that she has a right to say she don't want to date a man with kids for whatever her reasons are? I definitely feel that way. Does he have a right to say he doesn't want to date a woman with kids? He absolutely has a right to say that. And I'm not mad. Not mad at all. I would rather for you to say you don't date women with kids than for you to feed my kid to an alligator. Think about it. Check out the story about the dude that fed his 2-year-old to the alligator. So when people saying that they don't want to deal with these kids, y'all stop trying to force people to be around your kids. Because a person that clearly says that they don't want to deal with kids, they will hurt your kids. So be thankful that I'm thankful that when I hear people say that they don't want to deal with people with kids. So now you know who to stay away from. Stay away from them with this type of energy. Stay away from them. That's it. Don't try, I'm going to creep with him on the. No. Stay away from them, because they not worthy to come in your presence with your precious babies. Because if you don't protect them, then who will? Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
I get so lonely, can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. You don't ever wanna spend some time. I want your love in every drop of a dime. You see me calling, you should come running. Quit all that stalling, my body is calling. I got downtime, out of time. This could be so perfect for one hell of a night. Think you got a secret ease, Henny cold in my cup. I just wanna slow dance on you, baby, we can turn it up. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone, cause I get so lonely. Can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. Lately your love has been on my mind. Obviously busy, I wanna unwind. Fantasizing, thinking about you. Anticipating is about to go down. I get so lonely. Don't leave me waiting up for you. I get so lonely. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone, cause I get so
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now, while you at it, go right around the corner. Boop, boop, boop. YouTube, press that play button, boop, and subscribe. The J Spot Radio. And then while you at it, tick, 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 right on the TikTok. Follow us there at the J Spot. And again, Jay is spelled Jaye. Guys, it's just me. And guess what? Lady Lotus.
Oh,
Chandler. Esthetician. Mother of some cool dudes.
oh,
And a little lady.
yes, ma'am.
How you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Good.
All black, everything.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ow. Ain't no sunshine when she gone, when she gone. We here, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, Lady Lotus, I've been, listen.
I got smoke for this one. I'm coming for the smoke.
Listen, I think everything this week and lately it's just on people's minds, I guess, to just go in. This is literally single mothers. We got the target on our back.
Isn't it always there?
It's
always something.
But this is some new stuff. Like, I don't remember this going on growing up.
I don't either. Now I've been a single mother for ages. But what I have a problem with is, why don't nobody talk about the daddy who decided to step away? Why is it always, oh, she a single mama, she can't do this, she can't do that. Why is she doing this and why is she doing that? And what about talking about that deadbeat?
Because see, again, they think that, for me, I'm just like, it's always, I've heard recently these new dudes, they're like, it's, she shouldn't have got it's all the woman's responsibility. Well, and now with this, her body, her decision.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably always been there, but because of social media, it's really in our face. Yeah. We get to see it more often. We get to hear it, because back then we didn't have all that.
Right.
And it really was just the older people who really had something to say. But, I just feel like live your life to each his own. If it's not your cup of tea, don't drink it. If it's not your flavor of coffee, move on. If it's not your brand of water, go find the brand that you like. Stop putting people down for the choice that they made in their life and made their decisions. If they living up to them, let them live up to them. Move around.
So do you think it's wrong or hypocritical of a single mother to say she don't want to date a man that has kids?
That's a wide question for me, because me being a woman who has children, once my children hit a certain age, I don't want to date no man who got a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and mine's almost out the door. So it's not the fact that you don't have any kids. My questions are, how old are your kids? My second question is, what is your relationship with your kids or your baby mama? Is she crazy? She gonna run up on me? Is she calling your phone at 2:00 in the morning because she ain't got over you? I don't want to deal with baby mama drama, and I'm not gonna deal with baby mama drama. I'm not a baby mama drama baby mama.
And that's
and I got my BDs in order. My BD don't talk to him. Now, if y'all got some daddy issues where this man is being a daddy and he's stepping to you because you're not, that's another subject. But I keep mine in order. Don't call me. Don't do that. Don't mess up my relationship. You ain't here no more. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Call your kids at such and such a time. If you get they still your home. So you still got to keep your home in order. Check your baby mama before you start trying to go out in the world, because somebody gonna clock on the head.
It's my thing is, when my son was growing up, I didn't date men that had kids. I didn't do a lot of dating. But I'm like, because I had been through so much baby mama drama, I'm just like, I will not deal with this, because again, I know that I didn't have baby daddy drama. So I'm like, I would listen. And I like to see, my thing is, my sorting process, I like to sort quick. I'm not going to waste your time. Again, I don't need to go out and you take me out and you thinking I'm here for, I don't care about that. Let's just sort and see if we're going to be compatible, because that parenting issue crap, that's important. So that I need to know that up front. So, you're talking just general conversation. So do you have any kids? Yeah, I got 2. Oh, so how old are your kids? How often do you see? Man, that man, I ain't seen them in
red
like
flag.
6 months. I'm like,
red flag.
It's been real, bro. You ain't even you don't even have to go any further. For me, because I was not dealing with it, because right there that I already said that you got drama. You don't even have. So then if I come in, and this is where the problem be, ladies, when you come in, you pursue and you get involved with a man like this that says all of this, that he got all this baby mama ish, and she doing this and she ain't doing that. And then you come in and you try to fix. That's how the baby mama get mad at you, because now she know it's you. Because before you came, he wasn't trying to see them kids.
Exactly.
So now that's a lot of times where the women will start having friction, because she's like, he ain't started doing that until you came. He ain't started wanting to get them until you came. And Well, now, ain't that what he's supposed to do? Some of it don't see it like that.
I've experienced that, to where he wasn't seeing his kids. But when he would start dating another woman who is being a woman who knows what it is or wants him to be a better person, now the kid's getting clothes. Oh, she must be buying clothes because you wasn't doing that. I don't have a problem with it. I don't care. As long as you don't tell my babies to call you mama, we good. Because your name is your name. They're going to call you ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They're going to respect you. But it's only one mom over here. Now, when y'all get married and you earn that title from my children to call you by that, then we good. But don't come in the door talking about, I bought you some clothes, I bought you some shoes, and I'm sleeping with your daddy, so now I'm your stepmama. No, we don't. We don't do that at all. I think on a higher positive note, some women will come into these deadbeat lives and make and encourage them to do better. The sad part is when those women see that man for who he really is and she leave him. Now we not getting what we was getting no more because now she gone.
And listen, I was looking for the day that somebody came in and helped to change this brother's focus. It's so for mothers and women that are really just like, you over this whole situation. I just want this man to just be a father. Like, I'm not worried about what your personal life is doing. Like, as long as she a good fit, like as long as I can trust that she's going to take care of my baby, I'm cool. Like, I don't have no problem with you. And ladies, that's what it should be. We got to stop making it hard for these men that want to be fathers. You got to stop making it hard for them to be fathers. Just because your relationship with him did not work does not mean that now, oh, well, you get to keep him from his kids. Oh, he hurt me. I know how to hurt him. Stop using these kids as a pawn.
Yes, please.
Stop using these because you're not doing anything but hurting your kids.
And in the end of the day, you cause your children to hate you because everything in the dark is going to come to the light. So when this father and these kids get together when they older and he say, well, I wanted to see you, but your mama wouldn't let me. Now you got a whole problem because you done told this child they whole life, your daddy don't love you, your daddy don't want you. And now they're older and they're finding out the truth. I say this so much to young girls, like, don't make the father suffer because you angry that he don't want to be with you anymore. You chose that boy. You know what that boy was when you slept with him and you got pregnant. He was a boy. He wasn't a man. We step up in our roles. Some of us step up. 80% of women step up in their role. The other 20, I feel sorry for you.
Listen, I'm gonna have to open the door for you because I'm not gonna be. Listen, I am not stepmama Jay. I'm not TT. I'm not gonna be able, because you know what? I'm not gonna be sitting up here trying to teach you. Mama's 2 plus 2. I'm not doing. Listen, look.
That's where it's an age limit. What if this man comes to you and his child is 17, a straight A student in school, on sports,
what they prepared.
But I'm just saying, like, they're prepared to go off to college and, they're doing it and they're respectful. When this young man want his father to find love and be happy.
Well, you call me when y'all went on moving day for college and I'm going to be there. Then we can go ahead.
Jay, he needs your help. He need a lady like you to come in his life and show him what a woman really is. Because his mama cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
And Auntie Jay is going to be right there along. And I'm like, you know what? Listen, I may have a lot of similarities that your mama has. So I'm going to be right here. And I'm going to
once they go crazy, they never go back from dating crazy.
And they sure don't. Because I've had to remind myself when I'm with my little sidekick, I'm just be like, look, auntie, because I done got so used to not having no little kids. So I'm like, sometimes
don't do her.
I'm inappropriate. She was like, that's very inappropriate, auntie. You saying inappropriate stuff. Like, I asked her, she was with me the other day, and I was asking her, she used to love Rihanna. Like, she put me on to Rihanna when she was like 2 years old. I kid you not.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, so now she's 9. So I'm playing Rihanna in the car. And I was like, do you still like Rihanna?
No.
Exactly.
She moved on.
She was like, no. I was like, why you don't like Rihanna? And as I'm listening to it, she was like, ain't because she's her songs are inappropriate. I'm like, inappropriate. And then when she was saying something about it, and if it real, I was like, all right, let's put it on the Lord's station. let's put the Lord's
That's
music.
why we listen to the Disney station.
Let's put the Lord's music on. Why? I said, oh, child. I said, yeah, you might be right about that. So I said, you know what? Listen, this house and this car can be a little bit inappropriate sometimes. So I gotta, you
gotta level it out.
Be a little bit kid friendly. But as far as dating men with these kids, I don't know. It's just me and the Lord we're gonna have to decipher that. Because
at the place that you are in your life right now, you don't need nobody with no kids. If their kids are not grown people, living their own lives without issues and problems, and you not trying to come live in with us and all these other things. Jay, you don't have time
and
for
I'm
that.
telling you, I had my nephew. He 9. Man, I had him this past weekend. I swear for Lord, I had to tell him. I said, now look, I'm used to going to the store and stuff by myself. I say, so auntie mine ain't what it used to be. So I need you to stay right here. You got to hold on to, I say, because I turn around and be looking for the
Wait,
pizza.
how old was he?
9.
Come on
9
now.
too. I've been left you here. I've been forgot
You
that I
forgot
had
he was
you
with you.
because I'm used to my whole routine is don't go to the bathroom. Don't just hold on to the cart right here because they will be calling me over the loudspeaker because you will be over here in the bleach aisle because I've been forgot that you're over here.
I'm just gonna say this: he old enough to turn around and say, "Where my TT at?"
Right, and then he gonna go up there and call him on because I'm gonna be gone. And so I'm just like, because it almost happened. I had told him go reach down there and get the shoes, and then my phone rang. So I get to walking, and he back there. I said, "Oh God, see, you almost got left in the stove." So I'm not. So, but I do love Auntie. Do love the kids. But
I'm
she
just
not
gonna
gonna
say
deal with
this
the kids.
to you. I have a question. So, would you date a sophisticated grandpa?
What's sophisticated?
I mean, he's a nice, distinguished gentleman, and he just so happens to be a grandfather.
Like a grandfather, as in 65 and up, or
no,
or just a grandfather like he's in his.
I'm
40s
46. I'm a grandma.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't mind.
Y'all didn't hear that.
Yeah, I dated a sexy grandpa.
Roll that back. Bleep that age.
I
out.
dated a sexy grandpa.
I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I
because you could give them kids back.
I love kids that can be given back.
You should only be looking in the
do.
pool of give them.
I like them. I love
back.
to be. I'll be like, you know what? We're gonna get you Friday. We're gonna return you ASAP on Saturday. See, I make the appointments. I let it be known what time the delivery will be coming back, because if you're not here at your appointed pickup time, then
you're gonna be sitting on the curb.
This won't be happening no more. I'm like, I'm gonna put them in their little door. You know, I used to always say, listen, have your little door explorer, little backpack. I'm gonna send you on in one of these ride shares. Where your mom and them at? Look, come on. You say you was gonna be your baby on the way.
And
the license plate is XN2. It's a Toyota Camry. Be looking at it. They say the arrival time is 3:47. You should have been here. So your kid, don't worry, your kid is on their way to you. But speaking of kids and being on their way and dating, is it appropriate to bring your kids on a date with you? The first date, is it ever appropriate to bring a kid on a date?
No, ma'am.
Especially a baby.
No, ma'am. No ham, no cheese. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200.
I would love.
If you don't have a babysitter, baby, you don't go on a date. How old was the baby?
What about if it was a dude? So he man.
He don't bring the baby.
You don't get no pass either.
You don't get a pass either. If you don't have a secure sitter, you should not be dating.
Cedric, he says, I'm 47 and I got 2 grandbabies. Cedric, you're a hot to try grandpa. You a sexy grandpa over here.
The distinguished grandpa.
But yeah, you don't bring your children on no date. I don't care, man, woman.
If you don't bring your friends on a date, why would you? You gonna bring your mom on the date?
Well, somebody gonna know where I am on the date.
They gonna know. They might be sitting at a couple of tables back there, but they not with us
up here with us at the table, partaking in this feast right here. They're not gonna be. So no, it's not.
No.
You don't get brownie points, fellas, for bringing your baby, because again,
I will say, unless it's a play date.
I'm not going on a play date.
I feel like if we both have, little kids or whatever the case may be, and we coming on a date together to see how the kids play together and all that other stuff, all right, cool. But 9 times out of 10,
in the beginning, the first date,
but it still draws me back to you fall in love with somebody and you like somebody and you haven't introduced them to your kids. It's okay to introduce this together, because you're telling your kids this is somebody we're getting to know. They're bringing their kids. We all gonna play together. Now, if we don't like each other, you won't play with them kids no more. If them kids do something to you, you better tell me. the rules still apply.
See, I gotta see how your kids look because
I want to see how they acting with my kids now, not 7 months down the line when I'm too all into you and now I can't let you go.
I would want to see the
Timmy
pictures
done
of
punched, my baby in the eye.
Now I know we're not gonna get together
No.
because you know what? Listen, I want to see how your kids look. I want you to show me pictures of your kids because the reason why I want to see pictures of your kids because if your kids are ugly, I don't want to do it with you because you make ugly kids. I'm like,
I am not with you. I am not.
Like, so
what if the mama ugly?
What
if they came from the mama's side of the family?
I know too. But still, I don't want no oops, and then I gotta.
But don't nobody want to be going to the museum and they mistaking that baby for one of the little monkeys.
Girl, look, it's two guys that I know. I'm like sexy, like you talking about sexy. Girl, I'm seeing they pictures of the kid. I was like, this is not his kids. I know this is not his kids. So I'm looking through the pages. I'm like, oh my, this is his. I said, oh. I said, I can never talk to him.
So so I have a
hot topic
talking
to the guy because his kids was ugly. I was just like, no.
I got a hot topic for you on that
Go
one.
ahead.
So it was one of the little TV Judge Judy, whatever it was, one of them shows, right? So the Caucasian man took the African wife to court because their child was ugly. And he did this because he found out that she had numerous surgeries and that she did not look the way she did. So his child didn't look the way the child. He figured this child. Hold on. So the judge, not judge, black lady now, y'all. She's like, I'm not understanding why you here in my courtroom. I'm really not understanding what you getting at. Because his reasoning is she lied to me. She did not present herself as who she was. When the picture came up of that baby was so cute. He had his hair. He was a little light-skinned thing, but the baby was cute. Now, they showed the picture of this woman. The only thing was wrong with this woman was her nose. She had a little witch nose, like one of them little broke noses, and she had her nose fixed, y'all. Y'all quit this. Stop with these ugly kids, and you go take somebody to court over this. Jay, let me find out you taking somebody to court. I
would. I'm like,
if the
baby ugly, and you. So now
you're fired.
I'm not doing this. I'm like, you listen.
You're out of here.
I'm gonna tell you. I already look. It's hard enough giving birth. I don't want to have to worry about what you finna look like when I have you. I mean, look, I already struggled when I had my son because I was questioning what was going on, and I didn't make it no secret either. I'm just like, now look, something happened between now in the time that you was born. Now something happened. I'm not really sure what happened, but somebody got some explaining to do. Why he looked like this? Like, what's wrong? Is everything all right with him? And he always, my son know that I don't always work out for me. But I don't want look, my son, I struggled with him. And then he had the nerve to always want to cry.
But what are you talking about? You struggle with him. He was awesome. I remember him.
But he wasn't. When he was first born, I was just like, I told you, I don't even carry the newborn baby pictures.
I didn't see Mir when he was a baby. I think I seen him about 1, and he was so handsome.
That's because he had done baked and he was always done. When he first came out, he was half done. You know
what? I'm gonna agree with you on that one because I had one of them. And it was just like, why can I see your brain through your nose? Like, where did you come from? And you know what? He is the sexiest thing. He put him on the cover.
Yes, because it's like now that he's grown, these guys, I'm just like, okay, now wait a minute.
Y'all let them be ugly because
them.
If you think about it now, it's some guys that we went to school with that was fine back then, and now they just look like
Father Time done just
Look
beat
like-
them up. I'm just like, no,
Like, what
I'm sorry
happened?
that this done happened to you, bro. But this is not gonna work. But yeah, these questionable looking kids, yeah, no, y'all can keep them kids. Auntie Jaye is not gonna be doing that. Now, speaking of questionable kids, and look, what do you all think? Do men miss out on good women because of their weight? And do women miss out on good men because of their height? What do you guys think about that? So she could be a great woman, but if you're not into bigger girls, she could be a big girl. Or she could be a real thin girl and you like, okay, listen, I need some plow, I need that. And is this not doing it? So do men miss out on good women due to their weight? And do women miss out on good men due to their height? What do you guys think about that? So
I want you to answer this question because this one over here, you have to be over a certain height for her. Oh, I remember you. He is too short. Nope. I'm like, he the same height as you. No.
I know, and I've always, and here's the deal.
Remember you tried so hard. Oh my goodness, she tried so hard, y'all. She tried to give this her all, but she could not get past that height.
And you know what? And I will say this, as time has grown, I'm just like, okay, so I noticed now. This is what I do notice about myself. I attract short men. I'm a short
Stop
dude.
feeding the universe that you don't like them.
But I say I stopped.
But
I stopped the long. I've tried to stop that, but that's what I'm always. So that's always what's attracted to me: short men
and old men.
Now that's where I draw the line. And I'm not dealing with. Look, the last time
you not liking them, you're manifesting them towards you.
I don't feel like crying again this year like that 90-year-old man made me cry in all this parking lot. I'm not doing this year, you guys. So I'm just like, I don't know why am I old man magnet and why, like
him.
Dude's my
hey,
he gonna talk about something. I can pay you. What you
He want to pay all your bills, sugar daddy.
Totally
sugar
caught
daddy.
me off guard. I'm like, dude, ooh,
all you gotta do is rub on him a little bit. He just gonna go to sleep.
I can't see. I just can't. I cannot. But fellas, I do. Now here's the thing. I told my son this. I told him because it's true. I really feel this. The young lady that he's looking for. I told him. I said, son, I'm sorry, but I don't think the young lady you're looking for in today's society, who you're looking for in the body frame that you're.
So he has his type all the way through.
And the personality that he's looking for, I think
it's possible, but I think he's probably fishing in a pond full of, she could be like 3 fish in a pond of a cabillion.
So is this girl that she has the exact personality that he's looking for, but she
out of shape. Type. She out of shape.
But she's a cute.
She keep herself up and take care of herself.
Yes. But he's like, it's not my type.
But that's a visual that you have to visually see.
And you definitely have to be, sir, who are you calling me during this dang on live? Get your whole life together. Lord have mercy. Listen, you messing up our live stream.
He won't end on it.
But it's just no. Like I think that first of all, you are entitled to want what you want, and you are entitled to like what you like. So I'm never gonna say, "Hey, stop calling." If you don't stop calling us through this doggone feed, sir.
Can you give him the phone number?
If you would, I don't think he wants to. If you would like to chime in on the conversation, please call 708 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953 if you want to participate in the conversation. If not, I have a conceal and carry. Don't play with me. I'm just gonna say don't start all that stupid ish.
And
but
carried.
I think that you're entitled to like what you like.
Yeah.
And so I would never tell him, you know what? Well, you got to settle, because first of all, to just say that settle, it's not going to work. You're not going to be happy. She's not going to be happy. Nobody wants to be settled for. So you have to get what you're attracted to.
So because if he's not attracted to her, how can he be? If he's not physically attracted to her, how could he be? You know, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but
right? How could you?
Intimate is not just in a sexual. Intimacy is not just sexual.
It truly is not.
You know,
and so you have to have that. So it's just like, so over the years, I'm like, okay, I can accept, like, now we're the same height, or you a little bit taller or whatever. I've because I'm just like, I guess that's just what's gonna be for me.
Can he be Kevin Hart short?
No,
you missing out on a good Kevin.
Kevin
gonna make you laugh.
He's so small. He done slid through all this cheating. That's why I gotta see you cheating. I gotta see you coming. He's so small. Tori didn't see him cheating. She didn't see him sliding through all. Look,
Let me tell you, the 6 foot, 10 foot tall ones do the same thing.
Yes, they do. But at least you could see them coming. Oh, Bama, I saw you coming up out that doggone room, apartment 3E. I saw you coming down the stairs.
See, I didn't catch it when you said I can't see it. The little rat just crap on up out of there. You didn't see him. He hid behind the plant. You ain't see him over there.
Looping all around the way. No, you cannot. But I'm just like, so I've learned, with, again, my good guy friend, Lord, all our clashes and talking about each other's height and stuff. I feel like I've gotten all of that out of my system. Like, he was just like the best target practice ever. So I'm like, now I feel like, okay, I've gotten it out of my system. So I have talked to guys that we either the same height or the same, a little bit taller.
You kind of laid that down some.
But the old
he just can't be shorter than me when I put my heels on. I draw the line at that one.
But it's the old dudes. There's no way. I'm just not. No, it's not. It's not happening. I get very rude and I get very.
What if it's one of them? What they call themselves in Georgia? What if it's one of them silver foxes?
No, you older than everybody in my family. No, you can't be older than my.
Them silver foxes hot now.
You are not about to sit up here and have me like, he died on top of me, Mr. You're not. We not doing that.
But then you gonna get Mr.'s $200,000-$300,000 life.
Yeah, and then guess what it's gonna all go to? Paying my psych bills, and I don't want to miss, because every time I think. No,
he touched me.
So the old dudes, listen.
Okay,
I can admire.
What's the age cutoff?
And there was this guy was really very handsome.
Okay,
but he was an older, like really older.
So what's like really older? Are you saying like 70?
No, he probably was about 60 at the time. So this was a couple of years ago.
Okay,
very, very, very handsome, very successful. But
you couldn't get past his age.
No, and he invited me. He wanted to take me out several times.
So I gotta go. Is it a trauma thing?
No, you can't be. No, my mom is not. You can't be my mom's age.
Okay,
you can't be older than my parents. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you just can't. I can't help that my mom did the horizontal mambo. I can't. So you cannot be my mom's age. You can't be my parents' age. You just cannot.
I got it.
I will throw up in my mouth. So no.
See, it's weird because my mom liked older men.
See,
that little short thing. Hey, mama, she loved older men.
It's like the same. And he was very put together. So he didn't. You could tell he was an older man, but he, like you said, a silver fox. He was very put together. I mean, they throwing that thing at him. Listen, trust me.
And you just couldn't get past that age. See, you could have let a good man go.
I
You
couldn't.
answered your
Because
own
I would have
question.
been like, maybe his hands would have been old, tail from the crippish,
Wasn't nothing wrong
or
with that
maybe if
man
he took
hand.
off his shirt and he probably had the sand skin up, the skin done. See, I'm not.
This is what happens when you hear too much negativity in the hood. The hood ruins us. The hood. Disney ruined us and the hood ruined us.
It's a no for me.
I can't do probably like you get away with murder if you're about 5 years older than me. I've never gone 5 years. I give you 2 to 3 years older than me, and that's just about it. But it's a trauma thing for me. You can't look like an old man that might molest me. If you have that look, and I put my guards down one day. I was like, your type keep hurting you. Your type is not getting you far in life.
Right.
And I dated this guy, he had the little receipt. He had the little pie belly.
Oh, no.
He was tall. Now, I will
no.
say he was an okay looking guy. He wasn't fat. He wasn't handsome. He wasn't like, making me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. But he was mannerable, respectful. He was in school to be a teacher. He had a nice little job, and I couldn't get past the feeling of, I feel like you might molest me.
Like you're nasty.
Like I couldn't. Yeah. I can't deal with that type of look, but it's a trauma from older men when I was younger. You can't look like those other men who were trying to attack a child.
It's not. It's just you just can't be. You know what? I know I can say this. It's me. Listen, I know that my elevator don't go all the way, and I own that. I know I'm stuck between the basement and the first floor. Just like
the basement and the first floor, ma'am.
Yeah,
the basement and the first, ma'am. You are stuck between 5 and the basement. How high is this building going? So much you stuck between the first floor and the basement. No, you move a little bit. You go up. And then just come back down. And then we got to make a couple of phone calls, drop a couple of pills in the water.
Right. Because if I can pick my thighs up and put them on top of your head, you too short. Now, I'm not going that far. If I pick him up and sit him on top of his head,
that's a child. Because if a man is that short, he is in the little people community.
Like, come on, I'll pick you. Oh, I just remember, oh, Lord, just the days of going to the club and them little short. I'm not, look, what you not?
We're always attracted to you. It would always be some little guy.
So that's my traumatic experience. And then they had a nerve to not have no drawers.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Then remember the little short guy that used to always have them church pants on? He used to always have a sweater on, always want to get behind somebody. Listen, if you don't get that little thing, look, you all, I'm trying to be refrained now because
been through a lot.
We have. And some of the things that some of us
shout out to all those who used to go to Club Sugar Hill, the River West.
Facts.
On Chicago Avenue in Halstead.
Yes, facts. Because no. So
experiences.
I've tried to come out of, some of that. But, some of that still lingers with me. And I'm just like,
it's still some residue.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to call the doctor later. Maybe he can help you with that residue.
Maybe that's why I, carried that for so long. Because every time you come in, I'm like, you know what? Ooh.
It used to be like he would wait for you. And we had a schedule. So maybe he was on our schedule because we had our weeks. Remember, if we went on the wrong week, the music wasn't right.
Oh,
the music wasn't right. The drinks wasn't right. The crowd wasn't right. The atmosphere. We'll just look at each other like, this ain't our week. We on the wrong week. And we just start going every week.
And then we got it.
And we picked it up and we got it. And we had the young lady that would be in the bathroom every week saying, girl, your outfit is cute.
Man, you remember when our knees was good and our feet was good in the shoes?
I remember.
Yeah, I remember those days, y'all.
I rode a Peloton this week.
Yeah, that's
20 minutes on the Peloton, y'all. I'm trying to get my vacation body in order and just get my life in order. When I tell you on my lunch break, I was on that bike for 20 minutes and got off that joker and went upstairs. I said, oh no, don't nothing hurt but the top part of the knee, not even the knee itself, that little I'm gonna keep doing it, y'all. I promise.
Right,
I'm
baby, I
gonna
remember we
update
used to
y'all.
go all night.
I'm talking about I popped, I locked, and I dropped it.
I'm just like,
I got
woo.
down and dropped my eagle on, girl. I chicken winged it. I ain't doing none of that now.
Everything. I'm just like, so shout out to all of the ladies that, you know,
what
listen.
They call them, the Megan knees.
Yeah, if your knees are still, but Megan, please be careful, honey, because you know our knees is like that too.
I can't wait till Megan turn back. About 41.
Listen, the way she dropping it, listen, I'm gonna give her a good 30, 35.
No, because see, I was still dropping it in my 30s.
But the heels, listen, her touring and all this and that excessive.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The wheels started turning back for me. We slowed down on club, and then 31 came around, and I picked back up on it with the high heels, the platforms, and everything.
I don't know. My
Not
feet
now.
Ain't seen no. Listen,
I wear pumps.
I'm just sensible. I'll probably wear a little cute shoe here, but I promise you, I got my survival shoes and my big purse. So, guys, listen. Tonight, we're gonna transition on over. Boop, boop.
All right.
Tonight, we're talking about how to handle rejection. Now, listen, rejection is something nobody wants to deal with that. But let us explain first what rejection is. According to an online source, rejection is the spurning of a person's affection. The act or process of rejecting, to turn down. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Bama, please. That's what it is. You have been rejected. But rejection can happen in so many areas of our lives. But tonight, I want to focus on being rejected in the dating capacity and in the relationship capacity. So that's the capacity that we want to focus on, how to handle rejection in the romantic phase. So let's start off with this. Like, have you ever been rejected by somebody that you were interested in?
Yeah.
How did that?
Like crap. It doesn't feel good. And you question yourself on why doesn't this person like me the way I like them?
Did you pursue them? Is that how the rejection happened? Or like, did he pursue you, but then you guys got together and it just didn't click and that's how you were rejected?
The whole book.
Okay.
I've experienced the whole book. You know, I've been rejected by somebody walking in with a whole nother chick, and I thought we was hanging out together. I thought we were getting to know each other. I've clearly rejected someone by not paying attention to the fact that he liked me, and I just didn't know it. I was not picking up on the signs, and I was yelled at. I've been courting you for 6 months now. Why don't you like me the way I like you? I didn't know you was liking me. Your courting wasn't telling me that, sir. And I wasn't attracted to you.
So when being rejected, like, do you take rejection personally or?
I take it personally and I take it hard. My feelings are hurt. I am tarnished. I'm busting windows out your car. No, I'm just playing.
Like, I don't know, like, if I'm trying to think of, like, have I been, because I don't call being broken up with, I don't call that being rejected. But I don't think I've ever approached anybody, like, and I was rejected.
Would you consider ghosting being rejected?
No, I don't. I just consider ghosting being, let me say this, if ghosting continuously happens to you, then I think you might be creepy. But if just somebody like, because now ghosting is like the new thing, or at least that's what I'm
learning about this ghosting
like, it's
stuff.
The new thing. And I've been ghosted
but
before.
I feel like that's rejection.
I've been ghosted
not
before.
By somebody who you continuously allow to do that to you, but you really like this person. You're talking to this person on the phone and you guys are texting, and then all of a sudden it just stops.
I've had that happen to me. Like, we were talking.
I consider that rejection.
It was like we were a long time. Like, this was past 90 days and I was ghosted. And I'm just like, well, dang. I mean, you could at least say that, you know, that this wasn't working, or like it wasn't like it just came out of nowhere. But it's like, once I realized, because I had never experienced that, I'm like, oh, okay, like,
I would have considered You know, thinking about the word rejected, you rejected me. You didn't communicate to me that you didn't like me anymore, or this wasn't working out for you. So technically, you rejected me.
Then I've been rejected.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, so I was like,
How did?
I was like, oh, okay, like, but then months later, like we reconnected and we started. But I always like that was just like he liked doing it. So like once you did that one time and you do it again, I'm good. Like I'm over. Like
Right.
it doesn't.
We're not gonna keep
like
doing
it's
that.
not going. It doesn't affect me anymore. So it's like okay, you know, you can keep pulling this. I'm good. You don't have to say nothing else. All is well, my love. But the first time I was just like, okay. But I didn't take it personal, and I didn't think it was me because once I realized what happened, I'm like, this is what he's done this before.
This is his routine.
This is what he does. So I'm just like, you know, just you ain't got. And I had made it. I'm like, listen, if this ain't where you want to be,
go on about your business. You've always been good at
and
that.
I'm
though.
like, and I promise you, I'm like, I'm no stress. I'm like, I don't do stress. I don't do drama. I'm like, I can be the easiest person to break up with and stop talking to. I promise you. And especially now, the more now I know who I am.
You can't tell me nothing.
I'm just like, okay. Like if they like, I want to be pursued, and this. First of all, it's only one princess in this situation.
And I'm not pursuing you.
At this point in the game, I was like, do you not? And then I say, shut up, because when you start saying, do you not know all of what's going on? Do you not know what's all being curbed? Because I'm trying to keep this on pause to give you a chance, but now you weren't worthy of the chance. Listen,
the floodgates open.
So while you're sitting here, oh well, and it's not a threat. It's not a threat. It's not a boast. It's not a nothing. Life goes on. You live yours, I'm gonna live mine, and you know we gonna live happily ever after, because it's like at the end of the day, if you know I know I'm dope. I know I'm a vibe that you ain't gonna get nowhere else. Now I know I'm a little bit. Listen, it go.
You gotta remember the elevator, but it's okay. It's okay. She's still dope.
Sometimes the door, you know how that door you shut it, but
the
then
lever got
close
stuck
all the way, and you gotta slam the. That's me, okay. But once it's closed, you all right. So don't worry. It's gonna be a few kinks up in the road,
but it's worth it though. It's worth it.
Is.
Everything ain't perfect.
But when you talk about being rejected, a lot of times people take rejection personally.
Yes.
And first, let's talk about rejection. So have you ever rejected anybody? And if so, what type of rejecter are you? Like, are you a mean rejecter, or are you it's not you, it's a me type rejecter? Like when you've rejected people.
I'm a silent rejecter.
So you're a ghoster?
I'm silent. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not texting you. I don't have the heart to tell someone I don't like you.
I don't either. Oh my God.
I don't have the heart, because it would hurt my feelings. I'm going to feel less than. Now, I have been like, look, this ain't working out for me. You got to go by January 1st. It's done and it's over. And I'm already on a date on the 3rd. But I don't have the heart to hurt another human.
Man. I think my worst rejecter, and I'm like, and even then, I'm just like, what do I say? I wasn't even calloused in that situation when I broke off my engagement a few days before we were supposed to get married. Like, it was like 3 days before, and I was just like, what am I supposed to tell my family? You could blame it on, and that's why I said, Chrisette Michelle, I need to get some of that money.
Blame it on me.
I told them, you could blame it on me. You can tell your people whatever you want to tell them. Like, I'm telling you what my issues were between you and I. Whatever you tell your family and whatever you tell your friends, I don't care. Like, you can tell them whatever you want to tell them. And it was like years later when I did run into some of his family members, they were like, well, I really thought that you guys were going to get married and I wanted to see you all make it. But what happened? I said, what did he tell you? I say, whatever he told you is whatever happened. And she was like, well, he really didn't say anything.
Well, I can't help you with that. Yeah.
I'm going to respect that because I wasn't no enemy. You know, I wasn't the enemy with you. And I didn't want this to end on bad terms, even though it did. But we just didn't work. So I'm not a person that intentionally goes trying to hurt people's feelings. Like even when I want to stop talking to you because it's not working, I don't mind. It's me. It's not you. Or, you know, but I always try to find a way because my whole thing is you can reject somebody and you can break up with somebody without mentally and emotionally dismantling them.
You can tear somebody down.
And I think people today, we are so cruel. Our intention, if I don't want, just because you don't want me,
and then they gotta get the camera. They gotta put the camera in their face and why it is and why it that and yeah. We gotta record everything now.
It's like where is the common decency? I mean, I was worth something. I mean, you had, you know, spent some time with me, so it's just out of respect. Like, where is our respect? But how do we handle being rejected when respect and breakups is not?
Morals and values have been gone out of the door for a couple of what do you call these generations? Morals, having morals to respect another human being, even an animal, it's gone out of the door. So if morals and values that we were taught from down south have gone out of the door, then why would someone care about your feelings? If I don't like you, I don't like you. And then they got to tell you because you because you dirty, because your stuff ain't no good. But you was just laying here with me. You was just with me. Or I've had bottles thrown at me. I know you remember the 90s. I've had bottles literally thrown at me just for saying I'm not interested.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you yellow bee, you ain't all that anyway. But you just asked me for my number. So in that form, I have rejected people because I'm not interested. And men don't take rejection well. But I've also heard that women don't take rejection very well. And if we said in that aspect, it's like, how could you not like me? Do you see me? How you don't like me? I'm all this and I'm all that. It's something about your aura, baby. We don't
they don't vibe with. And it's just like, we got to get good at, like, we're not everything to everybody. So when that's how you handle rejection, just knowing that, you know what, I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
You got to understand that and respect that people like different things. And if I'm not what you like, I'm okay with that. That don't make you a bad person. But on the flip side, if I'm not what you like, still handle me with care.
Yes.
You ain't got to, throw me away or toss me aside like I don't have feelings. If I'm not for you, I'm not for you.
Right.
But handle
me. That's why people commit suicide over
handle
things
me with
like
care.
this.
So we got to start handling people with care. We got to be careful because we say anything. Our mouths and our attitudes, we can be so reckless. It is just so unnecessary.
Spitting fire.
Like spewing hate. If I'm not for you, then I'm not for you. And people, listen. You got to be okay with people not wanting to be with you. Stop taking everything personally. Stop taking it so to the heart where you like, now it's starting to play with your self-esteem. Now you're feeling like you're not valuable because this person doesn't, because they don't want to be with you. I mean, listen, being rejected, especially if it's somebody that you feeling, man, that ish can crush your very spirit. It can crush you so that you like, man, I don't even want to do this no more. But don't ever allow yourself to get to that point because not only did they reject you, but now you're closing off yourself from the possibility of ever meeting somebody that's going to truly meet you and be like, man, you're just what I was looking for. You're just who I was looking for. So you got to keep the faith and just know that that person is out there. And I always say this, I don't have to be for everybody. You don't have to be for everybody. You just want to be for that one somebody. That's all it takes is that one somebody. Game over.
Yes.
Game over.
Don't let that person who rejected you ruin you.
Yes.
Even the people who hurt your heart, don't let them ruin you for that person that could come in and just save you.
Now, some of us, on the flip side, some of us get rejected. We deserve to get rejected because it's just some of us that are just, it's some stuff about us that just, we are rejectable and we need to be rejected. Your breath is bad. Your body odor is bad. You got a creepy personality. You're just doing too much. You're just too much. Then finally, they just not into you. You not the one.
If you keep on getting rejected, you need to take a look in the mirror.
And if you keep getting ghosted, if that's listen.
Take a look in the mirror.
Stop
and look at the man in the mirror.
Stop the press. Something is wrong. Something is going wrong. But again, at the same time, when you are being rejected or people are rejected, don't take it so personal. Don't take it so personal. Just, man, okay, I wasn't for them. And we start all over again.
On to the next one.
But don't ever let it get to your heart and you soak it into your heart and your mind that what this person said about you or what they did, don't take that, don't suck that up and then close yourself off, because then now they win. Now they done rejected you and they done made you scared. They done tormented you. Now you don't want to go date. Now you ain't gonna find nobody. Now you gonna sit up there and live in that rejection. So guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Until next time, you guys. Peace out. Good night.
Good night.
The J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.